What's up, Fight Fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. This is episode 28. I'm your host, Kaden, and I'm here with my co-host. I want to say happy birthday to my co-host, Trill.
Hey. Happy birthday, Trill!
Hey, you know what I'm saying? But as always, I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
What's going on? This is Trill. This is G.
All right, the first topic we're going to discuss is our reaction to the Tony Harrison versus Jermell Charlo fight. It was an amazing fight. It ended with a stoppage, I believe 11th round stoppage. I'm going to have my man Trill tell us his reaction to that fight.
It was a good fight. I was so excited to see the fight due to, the build up and everything. The judges had Charlo winning up to the stoppage. I actually had Harrison winning up to the stoppage. Charlo did what I said he was going to do. Harrison tried to stick to the game plan, but hey, listen, this ain't nothing bad on Harrison. Harrison showed a lot of heart. I want to see Harrison in there again. Maybe not in a rematch, but I wouldn't be mad at a rematch. Do it 3 times, why not? But listen, Harrison made, he gave a good account for himself, and I was glad to see that the guys buried the hatchet at the end, at the press conference. They hugged and embraced, and it was over. You gotta love boxing.
G?
Yeah, I fully enjoyed the fight. I will say, Tony Harrison reminds me of me when I'm playing either Madden or NBA 2K. You know what I mean? I'm the type of dude, I be up like 20 points, right? Then I'm like, man, I'm winning. This is getting boring. Let me stunt. I'm the type, I'll be like, yo, pass the rock to the center. I'm shooting threes. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, whoever I'm playing against catches up and I lose. And I felt like Tony Harrison, initially, he was boxing great. Then out of nowhere, he ended up slugging it out with Charlo. And for the most part, he was getting the best of Charlo in those exchanges. And then I'm thinking, all right, so far you're winning. You got a good, clean lead. Even though he did get dropped, was it round 2?
Mm-hmm. Round 2, yes.
Yeah, he got dropped round 2. He still started picking it up. I actually had, what was my score? I just had to double check real quick. But I did have Harrison up. I had it before the TKO, 96-93 for Harrison. I gave Charlo, I gave him round 1, round 2, which was a 2-point lead, round 7, and that was it. So I had Charlo up for 3 rounds with the knockdown, and so Harrison, I felt like, was winning everything else. This is where he messed up, though. He started getting too comfortable, and I'm like, bro, you got a healthy enough lead, at least from my perspective. I do feel like those 2 judges were doing something shady, but you had a safe lead. At this point, you should have just been boxing, and you didn't need to exchange like that. Lo and behold, he got caught. Fight done. But it was still a great fight. I definitely want to see a part 3. I think they should set up a trilogy. And I do respect the fact that at the end they gave each other a handshake. Even though Charlo still said that he doesn't like the guy, it was still commendable.
Yeah, at the press conference, the post-fight press conference, they still showed each other love though, so it was cool. So originally, if you follow us and you listen to the podcast, our podcasts are available on all streaming platforms, so please check us out. You will see that I said I felt like Jermell Charlo was going to come out and try to put on a performance like Roy Jones versus Martel Griffin. Paul Williams in his rematch with Carlos Quintana. Even Lennox Lewis in his rematch with Hasim Rahman. And in the second round, I got that vibe because he dropped Tony Harrison and I was like, here we go. Just like the guy who feels like he's on another level, he's superior to the man who beat him the first time. But Tony Harrison was able to negate him by stepping to him, walking him down, picking off his punches, and actually firing powerful shots of his own on the inside. And I think he fell in love with that a little bit too much. I think he was so successful, like he said, out dogging the dog, that he forgot he was the superior boxer in the ring. And I text the group chat. I said, I think Tony Harrison needs to go back to boxing now. He's playing a dangerous game. And that's the reason why. Charlo only needs one good punch to change the fight. And if you're just standing in his wheelhouse, you're giving him the opportunity to do that. Particularly in the 10th and the 11th rounds, I was like, just box him. Just box him. You should already have the rounds in the bag. But then maybe Harrison knew something we didn't know, because I had Harrison winning the fight. Trill had Harrison winning the fight. G had Harrison winning the fight. But 2 of the 3 official judges for the fight had Charlo winning, which I cannot see how you had Charlo winning the fight. Even Charlo himself admits that he felt like Tony Harrison was taking some rounds from him. So with that being said, I wish that Tony Harrison would have boxed more, but he probably wouldn't have got the decision, as we now know. So knowing what we know now, he went out trying to win, and you got to respect that. I gained huge respect for Tony Harrison through this process, the way he carried himself, the way he stood up for himself during the press conferences, the way he handled himself in the ring. He got dropped in the 2nd round. He ended up making it to the 11th round. And even when the fight was called, he was still saying, no, let me fight. Let me go out on my shield, which is more than I can say for some fighters who fought this weekend. But, respect to Tony Harrison, respect to Jermell Charlo. He did what he had to do. I was impressed with both fighters, and, I look forward to seeing them in the future.
Thank you for checking out Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can also check out our podcast on all streaming platforms. It's the Boxing Bros.
Peace.